G-protein receptor system. The first step in the G-protein receptor system is reception. This is the binding between a signal molecule or ligand and a receptor, which is located on the membrane. Once the inactive G-protein with an attached GDP attaches to the receptor, a phosphate is attached, making GDP into GTP. This activates the protein. The G-protein then dissociates from the receptor and attaches to adenylyl cyclase. This attachment activates the adenylyl cyclase and it changes shape. The activated adenylyl cyclase will convert ATP into CAMP. Then the CAMP will attach to another protein kinase. The protein kinase becomes active, changes shape, then sends the CAMP to the next protein kinase. This is a phosphorylation cascade, otherwise known as step 2, transduction. Transduction will continue and eventually cause a cellular response, which opens the calcium ion channel to release calcium ions from the ER to the cytoplasm. Tyrosine kinase receptor system. The first step in the tyrosine kinase receptor system is when a signaling molecule or ligand attaches to a ligand binding site on an alpha helix. This attachment brings the two helixes together, making a dimer. The 6 ATP on the tyrosine kinase region turn into ADP by giving off their 6 phosphates. Then, inactive relay proteins bind to the tyrosine kinase regions where they receive a phosphate. This activates the relay proteins, which change shape and give off a cellular response. The activated protein kinase gives off a phosphate, which activates another protein. This is called a phosphorylation cascade. Finally, a protein will give off a cellular response, which will give off a phosphate to open the calcium ion channel and release calcium ions from the ER. Parkinson's disease. In normal cell communication, enough dopamine must be released from the neuron to have normal movement. Parkinson's disease occurs when neurons, nerve cells, die off because of a lack of dopamine. The loss of these cells disrupts the brain's normal control of movement, causing the person to experience slowed movements, stiffness or rigidity, and tremor. This typically happens in the synapse, where the cell communication breakdown happens. Parkinson's disease symptoms typically occur in the ages between 50 to 60. They include muscle rigidity, tremors, and changes in speech. There is no complete cure for Parkinson's disease, but the symptoms can be controlled by means of medication for proper walking, movement and tremor, and increased dopamine levels. Aerobic exercise like more cardio exercises, physical therapy like stretching. Speech problems can be diminished by the help of speech therapists too.